Howdy, y'all. Welcome to Puff Drink Talk podcast. You can see my voice is kind of a little bit on the
froggy side.
Yeah. Got an allergy. That's my time now to have an allergy. I'm Hilton Gill.
Dylan Wilson.
Conrad Schubach.
And we have some cigars. And we are smoking something that we're not going to be reviewing this week just because we don't feel like reviewing, because there is a game tonight that will be very important and we need to be watching that game.
Yes.
We're going to have a Oliva, Connecticut. Conrad's having that one.
Oh, my 97.
Yeah. Dylan's having the factory smokes and I'm having the quorum. It starts the thing.
I'm trying to be the representation for our viewers that are ballers on a budget.
Yeah.
And they want to smoke what seems like a good cigar.
And we're representing Texas here with the Lone Star. Cheers.
Cheers, gentlemen.
Not sponsored, but we should be.
By the way, a fantastic beer. I love the taste
I
of
told him
Lone
this
Star.
last time. I haven't had Lone Star in a while, and Andre brought them. And I was like, I haven't had one of these
For you to rest the beer.
almost since college. And I used to drink these religiously.
Yeah.
But I was a little overweight, so I would drink the blue cans. But now I'm back on that full octane juice, that red can. Give me those carbs.
The first time Andrea was here, 2017, that's all we drank was
Lone
Lone
Stars?
Star. So that's why he wanted the Lone Star beer. So we got some Lone Star
genuinely
beer at home.
Enjoy them.
Do you need a lighter, Hilton?
Well, I need a cutter.
Oh.
Take your pick.
What am I feeling today? That? I don't know.
Froggy?
Hey, that smells good, too.
I'm feeling a little froggy. My nose is just like... Mine is big.
That's what she said, too.
That's what she said. I don't hear that often.
But it makes you feel good when you do hear it, right?
Well, because I tell it myself.
And that's what he said.
Well, I just put like longer hair and then... Oh. Chocolatey.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
It's pretty light for that chocolate flavor. That's cool.
Although
I wouldn't have guessed that.
I believe this one is the same as that one. It's short filler.
Oh, yeah.
And we're going to see a lot of...
I just love the smoke. I love the smoke smell of this.
That's good. It's good that you like it.
So do we see Aaron Rodgers
Practicing.
back on the field practicing? They've activated his 21-day window to return.
Do we want to do the football part first this time?
Let's do it.
do it.
Let's change things up. Today's a little froggy episode.
Yeah.
Which, can I just say before we get into football?
Okay. Yeah. What's the subject about today?
Well, before we even get into the subject, we got to talk about next week or the following week, whenever we're going to decide to do our live podcast.
Okay, yeah, we're going to have a live podcast.
We're still working out the details, possibly next week, possibly the next week.
Surprise, don't say what it is.
Yeah. But we're doing a live podcast, and I hope you all can join us.
We're going to figure out the day, plan it accordingly.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll let you know.
But that's in the future, so stay tuned because I think you guys are going to be in for a ride.
I'd like to do a live podcast in the past, though.
Okay.
A live podcast?
So we'll do one in the future, you do one in the past, and I'll do one in the present.
Okay.
And then we'll have all the boxes
you're doing
checked.
future, you're doing present, and I'm doing...
I've been living in
I'm
20...
messing.
I've been...
I'm messing with you.
I'm like, man, I've been living in 2030 this whole time. I don't know what you're talking about.
He is him.
Get my pronouns right.
Well,
He went
remember
to-
when I was talking about football and then you said that I was in the future?
Yeah.
It's my favorite when these primetime games at the very beginning, they'll do like the starting lineup, and the guys get to come on. And it's like, I'm Dak Prescott, Mississippi State. And last week or the week before, it was like Odell Beckham. He's like OBJ, Timothy University. Like now they don't have to say where they really went to school. They just make up fun things.
Okay. Dude.
Because they're being like, I'm him. So
yeah.
Timothy University.
I'd be from Seymour Butts. School of Hard Knocks.
If I pronounce the name of my university, it doesn't mean anything. You guys not gonna know what it is, anyways. Because it's in Brazil.
Yeah.
Yep.
You got some.
He's got a better shot
Nice.
than me.
Thank you.
One
Wow,
rings in there.
yeah. I hope everyone was able to catch that awesome ring.
No, let me put the camera on you. That was cool.
Man, I got that O face working for me today. Yeah, Hilton, look at that. I think the fan or the air purifier is taking over.
Yeah, it's blowing. It's pulling this way.
Man, Dylan's a freaking chimney.
I gotta fight the fan. The airflow.
Yeah.
Like when the O's go back that way, it blocks it. But they're getting out of the barrel.
All right.
You're getting out of the
So,
barrel.
are you gonna talk about football now?
Hey, how are we doing on our picks, by the way? Who is good Sir Hilton still in number one, or
He is, but everybody did decent last week. So
Oh,
you
good.
were 1 pick behind him, and I was 2 picks behind him. But
So catching up.
the recollection is, I mean, other than that, I'm going for fun picks. I'm going to do it again today because it's like when you're betting the over or the under. If you bet the under, you're asking for a shitty game.
Right.
So I'm taking picks on some upsets here and there because to me that would be an interesting game. Whether that'll happen or not, I don't really care. Doesn't matter.
We shall see.
Battle of the Logo. So we're starting with the Battle of the Logo because it's a very important game tonight.
I've been dreading this game, honestly,
Circled it on my calendar.
because Dylan's a good guy.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand where his heart is going to lie with his pick. Is it a logical choice? No. Is it the right choice? No. But he's still going to make it for his team. And I respect it.
Well, I brought a little present inside of my hat today for the Seattle Seahawks here. Reach inside and grab it real quick. It's a let's put that back in. It's gonna be the Dallas Cowboys all the way tonight, baby. Cowboys by 10.
I saw him take off his hat earlier, and I was thinking, what does he have in there?
That I don't know.
God damn it!
The build up.
The build up. I liked it. Well, you guys know what I'm gonna pick. I'm gonna pick the Seattle Seahawks.
Okay, so is that all about me now?
I was actually waiting to see what Hilton was.
You're gonna
do.
be the interesting pick.
Okay, so I support birds, and I support friends, and I also spike the team that loses every time that I pick them.
Okay. Let's see where this
That
is
is
going.
logical.
So I'm leaning towards a tie.
Mm.
The infamous tie. You gonna bring it back? I haven't seen a tie from you in 5 weeks, 6 weeks, something like that.
Should I bring a tie?
That's you, man. I don't want to influence your choice.
I know the Cowboys is gonna win.
You're gonna take that? You're already getting it
I'm
from
just
me.
saying.
You're gonna take it from both of us?
I'm just I mean, what I can't change Hilton's opinion.
Well, to be honest with you, I'm in Texas. The Cowboys are in Dallas Cowboys.
right, but your love for birds should outweigh the love of the state of Texas. Just saying. Pick your priorities.
The other day I saw a lot of birds
Yeah.
in Texas.
Are any of them Seahawks?
No, they're all black birds that are flying from
Oh.
the cold and going somewhere. I don't know.
Smart.
Bunch of crows.
Yeah, something like that.
What are they called here? Craggles?
Craggles.
Craggles.
You see them in like Walmart parking lots.
Dude.
And, they're known for like herding up. So you'll see like
For 2 weeks now, taking Alice to the cheer. They're just building up.
They do.
This last Monday, this week, was like you couldn't. They're like trying to get a spot to sit on, but there was another bird in there. So and then the other bird would fly away, so that the little guy would come and sit on it. You know what I mean?
yeah, you go to like a shopping mart and the whole roof of the place, the trees, they'll sit on top of your cars and they're standing and it feels like you're going to run them over because they won't get out of the way until the last second. That's crazy.
The first day that I drove here from San Diego, I got here that night. It was like a Wednesday night. And I was like, I got to get some food. I got to, buy some groceries and stuff like that. We got into the car and went to Walmart. 10 o'clock at night, Walmart's still open. About 1.5 million craggles were in the trees, screaming.
Yeah, they're loud.
And I look over at my wife and I'm like, what the hell did we just do moving to Texas? Like, what is happening right now? I've been in the car for like 15 hours. I'm exhausted. I'm getting out and I'm like, I'm going to go to, your friendly neighborhood Walmart, grab some groceries. And it's like, as soon as you open the door,
should have gone to HEB, man.
Even worse. A lot of them are even worse at HEB. So
we get out-of-state viewers, they have no idea what HEB is.
Yeah.
So my pick is going to be, it's going to be a tie. It's going to be a tie. I'm picking a tie. It's going to be a tie. Okay. I know that I'm beating you guys in points because the logos tell more than the heart or the logic. Logos play a part on. That was funny.
Mother effer, that hurt.
Put it in.
Scared me.
That's your ashtray in there.
Oh, sorry.
These California boys.
Sorry, Georgie. When you're riding.
Yeah, a tie for me. So, let's move on because we don't need to talk about this game. We're gonna watch it tonight, and even I am gonna watch it.
I don't know.
And the Seahawks are wearing their throwback, the old school jerseys, which are my favorite.
Does that mean anything?
Should
They were wearing that last week.
No, they were wearing the bright green. Their Everest green, neon green colors. They wore that.
Okay,
Is
I
that
didn't
their
watch,
color
so
rush?
I don't know.
Or is that separate from their color rush?
That was their color rush when that color rush thing was going on.
You don't see them
No,
They
no,
change it
you
every year.
don't.
Alrighty, next up we have the Los Angeles Chargers at the New England Patriots. I don't know. I really thought the Patriots were going to win last week against the Giants. Both those teams sucked.
They benched Mac Jones.
So is it the battle of the shitty?
Yeah, I'll take the Chargers on the road. Bailey Zappi's not going to do any better.
I'm going to do the exact same.
Or in
Chargers.
spite of me, they're going to do really good. So.
He's going to pull off a miracle.
I'm gonna pick the logo there, so the Patriots. Better logo.
Patty. All right, we got the Detroit Lions at the New Orleans Saints. Saints looked hot at the beginning of the season. They've started to really cool down.
And I don't know why.
Detroit, after a big upset on Thanksgiving, probably embarrassed, want to come back and put some numbers up. I'll take Motor City, Dan Campbell, the Detroit Lions.
Okay. I'll pick the Lions also.
I'm picking the Lions.
All right, we have the Atlanta Falcons at the New York Jets. I'm going to have to go with the Bird.
Going with the Bird.
Bird.
Bird's the word. All right, we have the Arizona Cardinals and the Pittsburgh Non-Johnsons.
The Un-Johnsons.
Un-Johnsons.
Or, we thought about another word for that, right?
Did we? I thought it was the Un-Johnsons.
No, the Blinders.
Yes,
So.
and then I said we could call them the Peaky Blinders. Yeah, you said the Blinders. That's exactly right. So, unbeknownst to us, Hilton and Andre were watching some football, and they were watching a Steelers game, and he noticed a player named Johnson.
Yes.
So I was like, the only person I could think of off the top of my head would be Deontay Johnson. And I think it turned out that was right. Last week, Johnson was in some hot water for kind of having a really low effort play. I don't know if you saw it or not.
Yes.
It was a dedicated run. He's supposed to block. The ball gets snapped. He never even takes a step off the line to block or do anything.
He just goes like this.
He just kind of stands there. The guy fumbles the ball. It falls out right
Everybody
next to him.
is running the opposite direction that he's walking.
He's just walking off
And
the
then,
field.
and then on the interview, he says, like, I didn't see it.
That was just
So
he just didn't see it.
that's why they are the blinders.
So he's blind. Yeah.
If his coach doesn't
Oh,
drop him
yeah.
immediately and he just like never get hired again, for
Yeah.
another football game.
Yeah.
Everybody else is also blind, so
Yeah.
that's why they're the blinders until they prove me wrong. Like if they are playing tonight, if the guy's playing not tonight, when is that? Saturday, Sunday. If they're playing on Sunday, they're blinders.
Yeah.
They're the blinders.
Yeah.
They're blind.
Yeah.
I had Deontay Johnson on my fantasy team last year too,
Yeah.
and he didn't do much for me. So
Obviously not doing much this year.
that being said, I'm gonna take the blinders over these birds.
Yeah, those birds are pretty shitty.
These angry birds, man.
That's the only bird that I don't like because they're angry.
Yeah.
So
You've seen the Cardinals here, though. Beautiful.
yeah,
I
In
do
real
actually. For your bird watching, yeah.
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 Those are cool.
My fiance in school had to take like a bird class and part
which
of a project.
which bird do we have on the screen right now? What do you think it is?
That's a finch.
We are bird supporting podcast.
For all semester, we had to do like a bird survey where we had to go out with like binoculars and like do bird watching and
Yeah.
stuff. So that's how I found out about grackles
Oh, okay.
and all the other kinds of birds. So the nice looking plumage is the male birds. The female birds are the ugly ones. But cardinals here, very beautiful.
They don't
Very
need to be
beautiful.
beautiful.
No?
No.
They have something that the male wants.
Well, and that's how it is in all birds. The males are more beautiful than the women because the males have to attract the female.
They show off their plumage.
Yep.
Is that what happens in South Korea?
What? Dude, did I just have like 15 beers and not understand like what's happening? South Korea? What?
Well, over there they say that all the men, if you watch those TV shows,
Oh,
that Korean show?
Yeah, they're
All
all
those-
super pretty.
they're
Like,
so pretty, and then they're like they look like the girls,
Yeah.
but they only have short hair.
yeah,
And so that's I think there the males are pretty, and the females just have what they want.
yeah, yeah. I gotcha.
Or Thailand. We've all heard of the Thailand ladyboys.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm taking the blinders.
The blinders.
We have the Indianapolis Colts at the Tennessee Titans. Divisional matchup, AFC South. Tough one.
I'll go with the Teslas.
I think I might take the Teslas at home, just because it's a home game.
I'm gonna go Colts.
Alrighty, we got the Miami Dolphins at the Washington Commies.
Fins up.
Fins.
Fins up.
No.
Fins up.
I didn't see the fin because I'm above your head.
You get my dorsal fin out here. You got the Denver Broncos at the Houston Texans. It should be a good game. I'm going to take the Texans. CJ Stroud's impressing me. Tank Dell's impressing me a lot
Yeah.
as well. Their O-line's holding up.
Broncos suck.
That's right. That's right. Let them know. Let them know.
I go with the Texans.
Fun fact. Ever since my tirade, Russell Wilson and the Broncos are undefeated. So I'm going to say the Broncos are the best goddamn team in the league and hope they lose against the Texans.
But you can't say that. You have to
I
say
can, and I did.
because if you say that,
You have to
and then
mean
they
it.
spite you, and then they win.
They win. You got to genuinely mean it.
The Denver Broncos are one of the best teams in the NFL. But I'm still picking the Texans.
I like it.
Okay.
Carolina Panthers at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
The Buccaneers.
Dylan, talk to us for a second.
I'm just saying the Buccaneers because I like
okay.
the name. It's not
Okay.
my pick.
Oh, okay.
So this is a NFC South
Yes.
divisional matchup. Not really an important one, as you might notice. The Panthers are 1-10. So if they win out, I still don't think they're going to win that division.
Nope.
Right now, it's between the Saints and
The Buccaneers.
Buccaneers, huh? Dude, that. Besides the Panthers, who's going to win that division? That is the shittiest division.
Yeah, I can't think.
Bucks are 4-7. You go down here and see if anybody else is.
No, none of them are for the NFC South.
Who else is NFC South here?
It's not the Jacksonville Jaguars. They're AFC.
They're AFC.
Is it the Colts or the Titans?
Colts and Titans are AFC South.
Yeah.
Falcons.
Oh, Falcons.
Falcons and Saints are leading. Bucks are 1 game behind. Panthers are really behind. So, the winner of, if Falcons and Saints both win, then they're still, I don't know. I'll take Tampa Bay.
Here's my thing. Carolina Panthers just fired their head coach.
Yeah, they did.
What was that statistic we
100%
stated?
win.
100% win. Every team that has fired their head coach during the season, have won the next game. 100% of the time. That's not Las Vegas for you. That is straight facts. So, that being said, there is quite a big possibility of the Panthers pulling an upset and beating the Buccaneers. I'm going to pick the Panthers in this case.
I'm going to pick the best logo. And I'm afraid the best logo is the Buccaneers.
It is a hell of a stat to go up against, though.
100%. Yeah.
And that might even be a talking point in their locker room this week. They're like, hey, we know the record with head coaches being fired. I was telling Hilton about this earlier in the week, how cool it would be to be a head coach for the NFL with guaranteed money. You do poorly, you get fired, your money's guaranteed. So a lot of these guys just go play golf for 3 years and just do whatever they want.
I could be a coach then because...
Yeah, you don't really have to know anything.
Yeah.
Half these guys don't.
Exactly.
But this guy, Frank Reich,
it's so harsh.
He's the
guys are working, man. The professionals. They suck, though.
He is the first coach in NFL history to ever be fired in his first year in back-to-back seasons with different teams. It's probably never happened for the same teams. You don't have to add that caveat. But last year he was with the Colts, first year with them, just got fired mid-season because he sucked. And then he got a chance here in Carolina.
Mm-hmm. Is that a money laundering kind of thing?
We made it through.
Yeah.
He made it through 12 weeks.
How do you hire somebody? Yeah. Oh, you got a second chance. I mean, there's no law in business.
No, typically there is a clause that your contract is voidable when you take a contract with another organization. So there's a chance that Indy didn't have to keep paying him after he went to Carolina. I don't know his specific contract, but now that Carolina's fired him, all that money's guaranteed. And the head coach, or not the head coach, sorry, the owner for the Panthers, Tepper.
Yeah.
He's just renowned for firing people. He has very short patience, no patience. So he just will fire and move on, fire, move on. I think the fan base over there in Carolina is kind of scared that he's not patient enough to give someone time to get rolling.
1 in 10, though, is kind of a big red flag for...
It is. And I don't know how the salary cap works with the salary for coaches, but all the money that they're wasting on back-to-back with coaches that they're hiring and firing with guaranteed money, I feel like that's screwing up money for signing people,
Possibly.
They're going for the first-round draft pick right now, and they're going to decide, do we want to rock with Bryce Young and keep him, or do we want to draft a new rookie quarterback? That's going to be their decision they have to make. Could they trade Bryce? They'll probably put feelers out. What could we get for Bryce? Could we get like a third-round pick, a second-round pick, and if they don't feel like they're getting the value, maybe, I don't know.
Kind of like San Francisco did with that kid they picked up. And then Dallas picked him up.
We got the knowledge
for
clicks away.
I should know this.
From North Dakota State University, I think.
The Dallas drafted him?
No. 49ers drafted him, but traded him.
Oh, Trey Lance.
Yeah,
Sorry,
Trey Lance.
I don't know why that took me so long.
Yeah,
Trey Lance.
I was right there with you. Yeah, Trey Lance. Exact same situation.
Yep. See what you can get for him.
Yeah.
And people are saying that they think Dallas might shop around and see what they can get for him. I truly think we're going to get rid of Cooper Rush and keep him around, and at some point they'll move on from Dak and hope that Trey Lance is ready. It could be 3 years from now, but that's what I assume will happen.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody made their picks. I said Tampa, you said Carolina. We had the Cleveland Browns at the Los Angeles Lakers. I want to take the Browns on the road, but I think I'm going to have to go with the Lakers.
I'm gonna go Lakers.
I thought that you guys all were gonna pick the Browns, and I was gonna be the only one picking the Lakers. I've been picking the Lakers every time.
Yeah.
I think.
The Lakers aren't great. They're not shit.
But
They're
the Browns
not
are doing
great.
a little bit better.
Yeah, but their starting quarterback's out for the season, and then their backup quarterback almost got a concussion last week. So I don't even know who's starting. I think they have Joe Flacco coming in, I believe, to back up behind DTR. So
Joe Flacco might be like 1 or 2 years older than you, Hilton.
He's out there balling. He's quarterback.
He should do well then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's a little bit more experienced than me, and I'm only 21 years old.
Yeah.
He's gonna break a hip.
See my new hair color?
Very Viking-ish.
Very Viking-ish, and they didn't win. Did they win? They didn't. Right?
No.
They
that-
lost to the Bears.
Freaking threw me for a loop.
The Chicago Bears. And now I was like, I'm a Viking, but I went to Chicago. I was like, I kind of like Chicago.
Mhm.
I picked against them in back-to-back weeks because I didn't think Dobbs would learn the playbook in time. And so then I flopped. Like, you know what? He is playing good. So I pick him against the Bears of all teams, and they lay an egg.
Yep.
What?
It happens.
Well, they're birds. If they're birds, they lay eggs.
They're
They're
Vikings.
not the Vikings.
If they're laying eggs, they have an issue.
They have an issue. Yeah, Lakers for me.
All right, we're sticking Lakers. We have
Good
San
game.
Francisco 49ers at the Eagles.
I'm gonna go with the bird.
I'm gonna go Birds.
I'm also going to go Birds. Thought you were going to go Niners. Change your mind. It's a
Yeah.
game time decision.
Yeah.
You
I
can
hate
you
that.
can say on another thought.
On another thought, I'm sticking with my pick.
Okay.
I hate the Niners, man.
All right, we have the Kansas City Chiefs at the Green Bay Packers. When Jordan Love plays well, they tend to also play well. Packers' run defense is not very good. Isaiah Pacheco has been pretty good. I don't know. This was my upset of the week game that I really wanted to get all spicy with. I don't know that I really believe the Packers are going to win, but I think I
No,
want
the Packers lost to another team that was not supposed to lose.
They just beat the Lions last week.
They weren't
on
supposed to win
Thanksgiving.
that.
They weren't supposed to win that.
Oh. So I
That's
was,
the
I
weird
was,
thing.
I was thinking the other way
So they're
around.
coming off a high. They just proved to themselves that they can do it. It's a home game. We're really in the part of the season where they got to start grinding to get
It's-
up in their division.
It's probably going to be cold and snowy.
So,
Packers elements.
yeah. This is probably the equivalent of you calling for a tie against Dallas and Seattle. But I'm going to take the Packers.
The team of the people.
The team of the people.
Supporting entrepreneurship. Ownership.
I'll let you go.
I'm going to go with the Chiefs. I got to make up points.
I'm gonna go with the logo then. The Chiefs though have been winning, right?
Well, they're one of the best teams in the league.
They have the same record as the Dallas Cowboys.
Although it's just the bottom of the letters, and at least the Chiefs has a
They have two letters.
yeah, there's 2 letters.
If it's a battle of the letters, they win.
Beat 1 letter.
Definitively, yeah.
Yeah, and also it has a little arrowhead in there. I'll go Chiefs.
Monday night game, the Cincinnati Bengals at the
Oh.
Jacksonville
That's
Land
my
Rovers.
team over there.
That's
Land Rovers.
Let's go with the Brits.
I'm going to go Brits. God bless the Queen.
You guys following my pick?
I've been doing it all year.
Yeah, they're a good team.
Can you not pick something else to try and beat me in the points?
No.
I tried.
You want a little bit more information? The
I'm
Bengals.
dumb, but I'm not that dumb.
The Bengals starting quarterback also out for the season with a tendon torn in his wrist, so he's done.
Man, these guys just get injured all the
They
time.
drop
That's
like
fucked.
flies, Hilton. This is what makes fantasy football so interesting. Because you
Jesus.
draft all these all-stars and some injuries happen, man. It's a
Man, remember in the beginning,
Brutal
the
sport.
guy broke his leg like the other way around. You know, like,
Nick Chubb, yes. He's
Yeah.
out for the season. He's on the Browns. The very first game of the year,
Yeah.
Aaron, the quarterback for the Jets, snapped his Achilles tendon.
was the second game.
I saw a stat on this. So Kevin Durant, it took him 18 months to recover from an Achilles injury. 77 days removed from the injury, Aaron Rodgers is on the practice field, slinging the rock.
I tell you what, there is something going on. I think medicine has increased.
It has to. Well, he got like a semi-experimental surgery.
Like a sperm cells kind of thing.
Yeah, but there's this new, I don't know, a new way to do this surgery for Achilles tendon repair. I was watching a video on it actually, and it's like, if this is your foot, like the backside, they do away where they put the suture all the way down and like through and anchor it into the bone. So when he goes and plays now, there's almost no risk of those sutures being pulled to structure integrity. The real thing he's not going to have is like the explosiveness and the power, but it's not really that much of a risk for him to re-injure it by like tearing it. So we'll see. It's interesting. He's been on IR all year. I just picked him up on my fantasy team. He's on my IR now going into playoffs. So
There you go.
I might not even be able to use him, because
You have
fantasy ends regular season. Like week 17 is the finals for playoffs.
You might be able to get him for like 1 or 2 games.
If I make it to the finals, I might get him for the last game or maybe the one before. He's trying to come back the end of December, mid-December to late. So circle your calendar on that.
Well, I don't play fantasy.
Next year you will. We'll do it.
My wife will pick the players.
And you'll win. Because that's how fantasy football works.
So I've been winning with the logos.
Battle with the logos.
Doesn't matter if you pick them, your wife, your kids. You don't know the players. So.
It doesn't matter, right?
Y'all have the same
I might know
chances.
Sam, like I know.
You know Johnson.
I know Johnson.
But you're not going to pick him up, I hope.
No, he's
not
blind.
going to play. He's just not going to make a play for the ball.
I'm
He's
going to
just
pick up
blind.
a blind guy.
Oh, cornered.
Well, that's it.
That was it, the football pick of the week. So let's get into serious conversation.
A very serious conversation.
Aliens.
Are they real? Did they really do it?
China.
China's not as good as the aliens. But they're up there, okay?
It's going to be huge.
It's going to be like the pyramids. The Chinese made the pyramids.
China. That's the only thing that I...
And they're going to force vaccines on the pyramids. No. Serious topic. Kind of serious. But I thought it was kind of interesting to kind of get into was the buying power of the dollar and how it's been tied into economics recently. So, because there's been a lot of talk about, especially from the White House, like, oh, the economy's been adding jobs and the economy's so strong, the economy this. But I really feel like a lot of that's just kind of not true. I really think that we've been in an inflated economy for a while, and now we're just really seeing like deflation of it with a lot of job losses, a lot of different things happening with the economy. But it's one of those weird things where we'll get into it. We're going to take 2 examples, well, 3 examples really, of how the American dollar has to be aligned with the consumer. The consumer will spend their money on what they like. That's a known fact.
Yes. Cigars.
Cigars.
Although, we get deals on cigars.
You
We
still
go-
choose to buy the cigar.
Well, yeah.
Consumers will spend money on things that they want to spend money on.
You'll spend money on stuff that's on sale or that are full price.
Like an 84-inch TV.
Yes, 100%. Yeah, exactly. Talk to my wife about that one. Kind of. But there's other things that get involved in it, and obviously, so we're gonna give a couple different examples of different spectrums of this. So first, we'll start with the negative and how companies basically perform a brand suicide.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And how they are so out of touch with the consumer that they have ruined their reputation, and they're having tremendous revenue losses. And how it's interesting, I mean, you can get into the politics and to the wokeness of it, and a lot of it's behind that. but it's really affecting them. So we're going to talk about Disney and Bud Light. Obviously, we all know about Bud Light, how the marketing campaign, I don't remember her title. There's a recording of her in the meeting. She said, we need to move away from sponsoring or appeasing to like the frat boys in college and move to Mulvaney or whatever, however you say that person. Dylan Mulvaney.
Yeah.
Put him as on a can, which wasn't even released, but for like women of the year, or they were gonna do a can that represented, you know, the hard fought struggles that women have faced in the past, and they're gonna put Dylan Mulvaney on the first can.
Dylan?
Mulvaney.
It's like a man's name?
Is a
transgender.
Okay.
But regardless of what a slap to the face to women. The woman of the year is a
man.
Biologically born man.
To be honest with you, you find on the internet, some men look so much better than women. The only problem is like they have something that we don't like seeing it.
Right.
You know, but they put some nice hair on, they grow something, and then, you know,
tuck it back.
They do look good.
Yeah.
But
they're not a woman.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, they weren't biologically born a woman. And there's,
what is a woman?
You can't ask that question. Nobody can answer it anymore.
A woman is a person that identifies as a woman.
Have you seen that documentary with Matt Walsh?
Yeah.
I downloaded it and put it on a thumb drive for Hilton to watch, and he told me to GFY.
Really?
He didn't want to watch it. But I wanted him to understand so we could talk about it. Because you'll agree with the points. It's not a argument thing. It's just like the other stuff y'all talked about before with birds and things. It gives you insight and it's funny, and at the same time you're like, is this real? This is the world that we live in right now. This is real. And then you see stuff like this happen with Bud Light, and you know, it's real. This is the world that we live in.
Well, it's shaping up to be a good live episode.
I'm excited.
I mean, my thing is with Bud Light. I mean, Rosa Parks, or the woman who coded NASA's moon landing, which was like 15,000 pages of code.
The very first person to crack some of the codes and whatnot was a woman.
Yeah.
You know, computer thing. I mean, she was like the head of development in software engineering development.
Yeah.
Was a woman.
Gail Lewis.
Why would you not put someone like that who has proven in history to be a groundbreaking, changing, influential woman, but you're going to put a TikTok star of a transgender?
Perception is a tricky thing.
Well, I mean, that at that point you're moving away from the whole. Well, and so back to this point, the consumer revolted against Bud Light, and now Bud Light, I mean, has lost billions of dollars. It's no longer the number one selling beer in the United States. It is. I mean, there were signs of like, just pay us $5 and take a 24-pack of Bud Light off the shelves. Like, nobody.
It was going to waste.
It was going to go to waste. Nobody wants to buy it, and obviously it was a lot of a joke too, of like, you bought a Bud Light, yeah, you know.
I wouldn't even feed that shit to my pig.
Yeah, type of thing. But at the same point, is they lost the consumer that product really highly identified. I mean, even resonated with. Thank you. Even if you're not a frat boy, even if you're not like just a casual drinker of a beer, you know.
When you have a company well known, you have a market, a segment of the market that you've cornered, why wouldn't you just go further in and dive deeper into the frat boy stuff? Because now what you've done is go on the opposite spectrum, thinking like, oh, well, we have those guys, we have their money, let's go attack this community and let's get them brought in too. But by doing so, the community you left behind I feel like they probably felt betrayed, and they felt like you don't understand us as consumers if you think that's the. I don't care.
Yeah.
I know I buy Bud Light, but if that's what you're putting on the can, I'm not drinking that.
Yep.
So if you thought you were going to keep my support, that was stupid. That's why I say perception's crazy, because in their minds, that was a good move. In their minds, maybe they thought he was influential and groundbreaking or whatever. That's what they thought. That's the problem with the disconnect with your consumer and who your target audience is, you know?
Yeah.
What's the demographic of your consumer?
And why did they select the Bud Light instead of the Budweiser, the normal beer?
I think Bud Light is...
Because light, it means like, you know, the man is becoming a woman is light. But a woman is actually stronger than a man in the sense of feeling pain or whatever. If you can put any comparison, woman has a much larger or limit to feeling pain than a man.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
You know how it is. We get a cold and then we are crying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then, they do normal, baby deliveries. And then they go like, yeah, it was fine. I mean, I was just walking and the doctor was holding the baby.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's incredible. Yeah. I don't know. I guess because Budweiser, there's smarter people that drink Budweiser.
What they could do is they could have created a different beer, even though it's the same liquid inside, and then do that.
But Bud Light has always done that. They've done commemorative cans. I think it's because they are the number one. Yeah, collaborations. They put football teams, on their cans. I think Budweiser
they partner with colleges.
Yeah, I think Budweiser is like, here, you don't touch it.
Yeah.
Just don't touch Budweiser. It's going to be the same recipe. It's going to be the same design. It's going to be the same everything. Bud Light is always a brand that outperforms and outsells Budweiser.
Yes.
But you experiment. You put a football team on it. You put a college football team on it. You do this. You do that.
Mm-hmm.
It sells great. It doesn't do. Budweiser is still going to say the same. I think it's like.
Yeah, well, they could call it Bud and Power.
They could have.
And they could have
it falls under the umbrella of Anheuser-Busch, and then Bud Light was always the best performer. It was the one that was put out to the masses for colleges and housewives, and it was just supposed to be an easy beer to get. Anybody could drink that beer. It's just a light beer. And because of branding, they just marketed the hell out of it. So everybody bought Bud Light, not necessarily because it was better than Michelob Ultra or whatever other light beers are out there. Just marketing.
Yep.
So that was their downfall again, is they just marketed it very poorly.
I have a friend that now drinks Coors Light.
Yeah.
He likes light beer because he doesn't really drink. So he drinks wine, very small amount. And then when he drinks beer, he drinks a light beer. So he doesn't like the IPAs or the stronger taste beer.
Mm-hmm.
Or the stouts and whatnot, ales. And he drinks light beer, so and now he's drinking Coors Light because he doesn't believe in that, marketing thing.
Well, it's offended
a lot of people.
It's rubbed a lot of people, even if you weren't a light beer fan. I never really liked light beer that much. I kind of went away, like, to a point. You have to understand, like, from a business perspective and the business decision, we're going to start branding and moving our company this direction, and I don't really necessarily agree with that. I think you could have, if you're going to commemorate women, you could have picked other more influential people and then maybe made a Dylan Mulvaney can, and it probably wouldn't do as well, but you start out with the traditional woman.
I could have just done like Michelle Obama or something. Everybody thinks she's a man anyway, so.
Jesus Christ.
They do.
Damn it.
My fraternity brother, his older brother, went to Purdue, and they've just been like Budweiser fans forever. He has an Anheuser-Busch tattoo on his ass cheek. And after all this happened, he went and covered it up with a big like Coors Yellow Belly logo, like colored it all in because of how bad he is about all of it.
I thought he put a
big yellow
Richard instead.
A big Jacques.
Jesus Christ. But anyway, so I mean,
hold on.
Yeah.
Wasn't it supposed to be a serious subject, and we're just making jokes about
100%. I mean, that's how That's how it always.
We're gonna
is.
get
I am being
canceled before we
serious.
get any,
Yeah.
number of.
We'll probably be canceled for the funny stuff instead of the serious stuff.
We need a little lightheartedness mixed in with the serious,
Yeah.
But I mean,
But so
What's happening with Disney?
and that was going to be my next topic. Is
Okay,
Disney.
so I'm leading you towards that.
Yeah, that's good.
Right.
it's a good segue.
Thank you.
We don't really have a set agenda, but I kind of know what Conrad's gonna be talking about.
Dude's a professional.
I inhaled a lot of smoke. That was not a good idea. Sorry, Hilton.
You're good. Let me see you. You're having a Kramer moment again.
Yeah, 100% another Kramer moment.
And Kramer used to smoke cigars.
Yes. Yeah, he did.
So cool, man.
Yeah.
I was all watching it again.
We're coming full circle here.
Yeah.
But yeah, speaking of brand suicide, Disney just recently released their quarterly, or not quarterly, but their earnings,
Yes.
their earnings statements.
Hmm.
I got some numbers for you. They have lost $196 billion.
196 billion
Billion.
with a B.
With a B. That is a 56% loss in 1 year.
Stock's going down. And in my opinion,
So
what they did is worse than what Bud Light did. Bud Light, at the end of the day, it's still an adult beverage company.
Right.
Disney is for the kids.
Yes.
And they're-
well, there's a lot of content for adults, like National Geographics.
On Disney Plus.
Yeah.
well, now that
Yes.
Disney's partnered and bought all that stuff, but it goes back. I was watching one of those videos, and it goes back to like all of the media for a long time. I mean, their catalog of movies that they put together is probably the world's best. And as you get into the more recent years, a lot of their movies are kind of flopping. I don't know if it wasn't the CEO, but it might have just been like the head of filming. There's this woman saying like she will go out of her way to put a bi or somebody from the LGBTQ community as a character in every movie. She'll force that in there, even if it doesn't belong, just for representation purposes.
Yeah.
It's
And,
the inclusive
So
culture.
which is what going woke.
Yeah.
So rather than appeasing to, your actual content, people who take in your content, now you're trying to go woke and be inclusive of everything. And we're watching companies fail.
Well-
Disney seems too big to fail, but they're not.
And I think it's ironic that Disney would say something like that, but yet at the same time, they pick and choose what they release for the Arab nations. So you can get Disney Plus in like Abu
Ooh.
Dhabi and stuff like that, but they don't force that. They say you will not show that to our kids. You will not show that here. We're enforcing it. And guess who bends over backwards and says like, yes, oil money, Prince.
Yeah, absolutely. They don't want to lose out
They
on that.
do not want to lose out on that. So we will cut out any, gay scenes, any scenes that are, that would upset the Arab audience. We'll just say it that way. So they don't want to lose out money there.
Right.
But here in the United States, they'll be like, "Oh, throw it in there." But the thing is, the consumer's not as dumb as most analysts think they are, or these large mega companies think they are. Where they don't want that. So, and I know Dylan, you brought up movie flops. I can't say that I've watched any recent Marvel movies anymore. I can't say that I've really even watched a decent Disney movie recently.
Yeah.
I mean, Wish just came out and it flopped.
That was a huge flop, right?
Elemental was touted as the first non-binary character to come out and it completely flopped. Like I just don't understand what they're doing as far as a company that
In
they're
Elemental, what was it that was in there?
I think that was like it's supposed to be
she
like
was fire or something like that.
was that
she was fire, then he was water, and then in the end they were able to get together. It was a love story. It wasn't like a woke kind of thing. It was like, even though we were different, you can still have relationships.
Thing is,
There's probably more to
the
it.
voice actor of it came out and said, "I'm the first non-gender binary
Voice actor for maybe.
character."
Because I don't
I never watched
see the
movie,
news
so-
and watch. I mean, we watched it because of the kids, and we
Right.
watched it, and I found it fine.
Yeah.
There wasn't like crazy.
Well, and that's
I don't remember though.
Well,
but I think that goes back into the marketing. That goes back into the marketing of the whole thing. When you have the voice actor saying like, "Oh, I'm the first, I play or I voice the character of the first non-binary, gender-fluid character,"
Who was the gender fluid character in there?
the character she was representing, the water person.
The water person was a boy.
Nope.
He was.
Or a girl, or the fire. Sorry, the fire.
It was a girl.
Oh, well, not to them, not to
It
the
was-
advertising.
It was a girl that behaved strongly, pretty much like what a boy would be, because it was, and she wasn't following her dreams, and she was following her dad's dream to run
Right.
a store, and that normally is like you want a boy. That's why everybody wants to have a boy, as a son and whatnot.
Right.
So, and then it just happened to that family. They had the girl as a
Right,
daughter.
but she's not identifying as a girl or a boy. It's a non-binary.
They didn't mention any sexual.
Right, and that's. But I mean, there's
But
a lot of implied.
they mentioned like there was. I didn't see any
implication. Look, man.
Maybe I'm not
sometimes
that awake.
Maybe you're not that way.
You're too woke. You didn't even notice it.
Or-
I think sometimes people cherry pick things, and I think.
I mean, and I use that as an example. I mean, Snow White, the new Snow White that was supposed to come out, they didn't use any dwarfs. It was supposed to be a person of color. They changed all of the dwarves into just, all of your ethnic
Did
stereotypes.
they at least leave one dwarf in there? Like,
Nope, no dwarves.
And what
And the
about
dwarf community actually revolted against
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Of course, yeah, because they were represented. Now they're not
Yeah.
represented anymore.
Exactly. So they were upset by it.
I'm okay if they change, but they want to include everybody
Keep
there.
it
Well, they
consistent.
should include everybody there. Don't take them out of the picture altogether.
Right. No. Well, and there's a lot of controversy about that too. But that's my point. Is the advertising, the branding of these Disney products is not. This is a retelling of Snow White. This is, and letting the public kind of see like, oh, they changed. The dwarves and stuff like that.
It's like a remake.
Well, it is a remake. I mean, it's a redoing of modernizing it.
It's modern, yeah.
It's modernizing it, but the thing is, they're modernizing it to a point that it's completely changing the story, changing the characters, changing everything. And the thing is, like, if you don't advertise it as that, if you just leave Snow White as Snow White, right? That's the story that you're going to tell. But they change it or they market it as like, oh, this isn't your stereotypical Snow White. She's a boss Snow White. She doesn't need a man to save her. She doesn't, we've got 7 dwarves of all different ethnicities, and one's disabled to represent all of the different, colors of the rainbow and stuff like that. Like, nobody is paying attention to that. They're just paying attention to, they just want to see Snow White. Right? And I think that's where Disney...
Most. And so what you're telling me then, all these losses and whatnot, is that all of these buzz and which is not really just a buzz, but it's like whatever you see in the society right now, and a lot of volume on the internet, and people talking about it and going to streets, to protest and whatnot. The percentage that represents at once all of that, it's like a 2%, 3% of the population.
Probably.
Because 90+% don't care for that, and they just leave, like they live their lives, and then if somebody happens to be gay, somebody happens to be trans, and they just like normally accept that person within
Yeah.
the means, and then of course there's the haters, which also would be the 2 or 3%, kind of the same amount.
Right.
And then so the companies are actually picking a fight and to help the 3% against the 3%. You know what I mean? Because 94% is just normal, people like, for example, myself, that I don't mind, I don't care. What I care is like, do I like the person?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I don't mind, the orientation of the person.
Yeah.
Yeah, we might make jokes because that is embedded, in the culture, right?
Right.
So, but it's like they're taking a side, a 3% against a 3%, or 2% against 2%, the haters, right? And then it's like, for example, the guys that wore white kind of thing, that they hated the black people.
Ku Klux Klan.
Yeah. So how in the spectrum of the population of the U.S., how many people were that?
0.002%.
Less than 1%.
And then that's the huge thing that they talk about. Of course, when it's something really bad, you do need to document and talk about it, because people like to talk about stuff, because normal life is boring.
Right. No, yeah.
Every day we work. Well, not ours, because we have cigars and we have podcasts. But in our day, as the day goes by, when we're not having a podcast or something like that, it's just nothing really happens. You know what I mean? It's like selling our product, talk to the customers, creating a relationship with the customers, making sure that they're selecting the right products, making sure that everything is fine and it's going to go well with the installation and whatnot. So everything is, the normal life is just boring.
It's monotonous.
Yes.
But what do we do to make it weird? All day we sit around and we make jokes about stuff, You find ways to enjoy life, and I think everybody does that, and you look for content. But I think, didn't Disney do that with like The Little Mermaid? They rewrote that story with Ariel as a person of color.
Yeah.
And that had backlash, and from both sides. You saw people from the black community even defending it. Like, my adult kids, and I have younger ones, they grew up watching Little Mermaid, and it feels forced. That's Ariel. It's not a person of color, It just feels forced. Does it bother me that she would be black over white? I don't care at all. I didn't watch The Little Mermaid to begin with. I don't care. But it just seems like all the decisions they've been making for the past couple of years has been under a huge microscope, and there's a lot of scrutiny over everything.
on those superhero movies, right? Is it
Avengers, Marvel?
Yeah.
I can't watch those anymore.
They have that the black guy from Africa, and then they have like a community.
Black Panther?
Is it Black Panther?
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. But for example, the Black Widow, right? It's a white girl. They could have used the Black Widow as a black girl.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right? And I think it would even look much better on the
screen.
on the screen
the
and
uniform.
on the uniform, right?
Yeah.
Because normally,
And
they look better.
all these movies are adaptations from comics, So the comic was a white, redheaded girl.
Well, because the way they
Russia.
first they had to
From
draw
Russia.
it, they put like a black ink in there, it would kind of not go well together. They would have to have different color paper, and then the paper that was available at the time, because it's cheaper paper, was white, and then you just draw the face, and then in there, and then they start coloring. But if they color, I guess they could color like a brownish kind of color, but
They probably
didn't.
could have. Back then, they weren't probably celebrating black culture and black actors and putting them in comic books. Maybe that's why they're kind of overdoing it now. I don't know. Black Panther, in my opinion, that is a good example of kind of catering to that community in a way that makes sense. He's from Africa, Wakanda. That movie features only people of color.
Perfect.
It was a great and it was a good movie.
It was,
It was a good
it was a
movie.
great movie.
Perfect.
Well, so, and I know you had mentioned it, like the 3%, 2 or 3% versus the 2 or 3%, and then the rest of us are caught in the middle. When was the last time you went and did a demonstration or rioted, or not rioted? That's not the right word.
Peaceful protest.
Peaceful protested in the streets.
That are never peaceful,
Me?
by the way.
Yeah. When was the last time?
I don't remember past lives.
Can we talk about this life?
Okay, this life.
You've never done it before.
None. Yeah.
Why? Why haven't you protested for the things that you believe in? Or you think that should change?
Well, what things do I believe in? I don't care for things that are happening around me.
Dylan,
He doesn't watch the news.
Dylan, when was the last time you?
I've never. And the reason is also, when was the last time you? I guess could be a better question.
Okay,
I
so
feel like you're gonna take it somewhere. I'm so young that there's never been like a protest for me to be a part of that would even matter.
So, and that's my point. You have your 2% of the extreme here, your other 2% of the extreme here, and then the three of us represent that other 96% caught in the middle.
and have you protested any?
No,
Yeah, okay.
because I don't give a shit.
Okay,
I could care less. If you're gay, if you're trans, if you're whatever, I don't care. I literally do not care.
I don't care either.
I don't care. You can be on the TV. You can be this. Just don't force it down our throats.
One of
And
the
that's-
best actors that is in there that I find is that this old black guy. It's brilliant guy. What's his name? I never know the name of actors and actresses.
I was just saying Morgan Freeman, but he's not.
Morgan Freeman. He's black and he's one of the best
He's
actors
awesome.
there is.
Yeah.
I love Morgan.
To
Freeman.
me, I think he's the best of the best.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He played God in Bruce Almighty.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
That is
movie.
one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah, exactly.
But see, and that's my point. You, all three of us represent that 96%
Yeah.
that are caught in the fight between the extreme right, the extreme left, or whatever, the 2-3%, on extremities, right? We're caught in the middle.
Yeah.
And why are we not the ones protesting? Because we do not have time. We are the ones that are making sure this economy and this, we're making sure that we have enough money that we have transportation, that we have food on the table.
Yeah, pay our bills, live our lives.
We have to pay the bills. So that is my point, is that these companies, Bud Light and Disney, are only listening to the 2 or 3% of the population that are currently the loudest and making the most ripples, but they're not the ones that have this buying power. They're not the ones that are representing. Clearly enough, when you lose 56% of your revenue, of your income in 1 year,
Yeah.
$196 billion you lose in 1 year. Could you imagine Hilton being a business owner and losing over 50% of your net
Gross
income?
revenue.
$156 billion.
96.
196.
Just shy
Billion.
of 200 billion. Just shy.
In 1 year. In 1 year.
Man, I don't think I would need to work anymore if I made that amount of money in the previous year. I wouldn't get to that point.
Right. But I'm saying, if you as a small business owner, if you lost 56% of your income, of your revenue.
No, I lost like $2,000.
Okay, all right.
Okay, sorry, I'm just
all
putting a
right.
joke in there.
Yeah,
I know.
I know.
I mean,
But you know where I'm going with
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
It's like it would be.
It's like, what have I done wrong? Because that responsibility falls into the owner.
So
And not even like the CEO, the person running it, because the person running it was selected by members of
The
board,
board.
and then the members of the board were because you select them, or you
Right.
sold to a group that said, I have to have one person there, I have to have one person there, whatever. How the board is formed is all is the fault of the owner.
yeah,
Well, we live in a society where things happen now, and you don't like it. You're allotted a safe space
Yep.
on college campuses, and that group that we're talking about, the 6% that's split into 3 and 3, they live in a bubble.
They live in
we
their
watched
bubble.
a podcast about it, and I agree with what they're talking about. It's like they work from the way they're raised. They go to school, they're in a bubble. They have safe spaces. Then they go to work for a company like Disney. They're in a bubble. Their whole life is in a bubble of living in these woke parameters and everything. And that's not the way the rest of the world is. So inside of the company of Disney, everybody they talk to is probably left wing. Everybody they talk to is LGBTQ pro, and this. Not that I'm not pro that, but just that's the world that they live in, and it is a bubble. And when they step outside that bubble, they are like, this is chaos. I can't imagine a world that exists where everybody's not gay. Like, that's just the bubble world that they live in. And I don't say that as a joke. I just think that's how they view stuff. And
Well, it's
now,
tribalism.
when they realize that the content that they're putting out is being consumed outside of that bubble, and all of us are not wanting to be in that bubble, it's a rude awakening.
Yep.
And I think the CEO already came out and said that they're going to try and restructure. They're going to change the stuff that they're doing.
Well,
they're going to have to.
After losing money, they're gonna
They
not
have to.
be. They're gonna instead of being woke, they're gonna be slope or sleep.
We broke.
Yeah, we broke.
But I mean, the way that everybody got off of Bud Light to a different,
Modelo.
our parents doing that with their children. We don't watch Disney Plus anymore. We're only going to watch Nickelodeon. Or is that happening or
the
no?
parents have the power, right? Because they pay the bill, so they can go like cancel it.
I'd be curious to see where that loss of revenue comes from. People canceling Disney Plus subscriptions, movies flopping. All these movies are coming out on Disney Plus. They're not like in the theater.
More money for house. How can I say that? House renovation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's more money for house renovation,
How
so
dare
it's
you.
good for us.
How dare you bring
Home
that up?
improvement. Yeah.
Home improvement, that's the word.
86-inch TVs. Talk to my wife.
You know what?
Cancel Disney Plus.
That's not home improvement. Home improvement is like doing your flooring,
Yeah.
doing your flooring, and then also doing your flooring.
Yeah. And I happen to know a guy.
It's all fun and games until you watch your team lose on an 86-inch screen.
Hey,
Oh.
no, that's not going to happen.
It's not
Son
gonna
of a
happen. Do you know why it's not gonna happen tonight? It's because it's gonna be a tie, and I'm gonna be the one scoring the point. You know me. You know me.
But anyways, so I think we ironed out the details about going woke, go broke
Yes.
mindset, right? On the flip side of that, buying power of the dollar, what the population, well, I can't say the United States, even though I should say the United States. McDonald's.
Mickey D's.
Mickey D's.
That's America right there. Those gold marches.
Yeah. Well, but in all fairness, they do have Mickey D's worldwide.
I think they might have more global restaurants
Then
than the domestic.
they do.
restaurants.
They do. They have more. There's more globally McDonald's than there are in the United States.
More outside the U.S. than in.
Before you go into that, I
Yeah,
want
tell
to
me.
say that this cigar was actually given to me. Andre brought it in to me, and it was given to me by his dad, Felipe Schmidt. So thank you very much, and it's enjoyable.
Yeah.
I like it. It's not your high end pricing point, but long, and
You don't need a high end.
It gives you a buzz. So this is a daily smoke. I kind of like it. So
There you go.
Shout out to the Schmitz.
Thank you very much.
How's yours, Dylan? I know Hilton was bagging on it.
I think it's good. Like I said,
That's a daily smoke as well.
I'm trying to represent ballers on a budget. Guys that want to smoke a cigar and they don't have $10 a stick to buy. This is an inexpensive cigar that
Less
tastes
than $2.50.
very much like
Oh,
any
really?
other Maduro that you're gonna smoke. The cat, it's a short leaf filler on the inside, so every time you want to go to ash it, it'll fall.
Yeah.
It's not long filler, but other than that, flavor wise, it's good.
It tastes good.
Cool.
This is my 20th
Yeah, I'd
factory
say
smoke. I've
probably we
had this
smoke
cigar
like
countless times.
Oh,
more than 40 because we buy them in packs of
But-
20.
yeah.
I've been having some allergies. I don't want to grab a $20 cigar and not really be able to taste it, but
Yeah.
this one's good.
Yeah.
And
I'm enjoying it.
no, you don't have to stick shame me over there. My stick isn't as big as your stick.
We never measured.
It's darker.
That'll be for the
Okay.
live podcast.
What about yours?
Oh man, I mean, look at that thing.
It's almost in the end.
Yeah,
Come on.
I'm gonna burn my lips. I'm gonna smoke this to the very end. I love this cigar. It honestly is probably one of the best cigars I've had. I just like the taste.
Telling
Consistent.
you, we need to get you a box of those.
I think I need to get it.
And when is your birthday?
It's November. You want my social security number? Do I provide that also to everyone?
Was it in November? Oh, yeah, you had your birthday and you didn't have any party or anything because you're moving.
Moving, yeah.
So when are you celebrating that? Next week?
When I'm 40. 5 more years.
Let's
Oh.
buy this guy at McDonald's.
Yeah, but that.
Hey, that's a good segue. If you go to buy a McDonald's right now, as a new franchisee owner, McDonald's is raising the royalty fee to 5% from 4%. Not for existing franchise,
but for new.
new.
Mm,
And
okay.
they're raising the costs of their goods, if you will.
So, buying power of the dollar. And I think what McDonald's does really well is that they have the dollar menu. And they they advertise, their marketing is that if you want cheap fast food, come to McDonald's. But it's not cheap.
No, it's not.
The
Used to be, it's not anymore.
is used to.
But it was, I mean, over here, yes. But in Brazil, it was never cheap.
It was never cheap.
No.
And you're 100% right. You're 100% right. This, I mean, I went to Brazil last time I was there about 4 or 5 years ago. I paid 56 reals. Reais.
At the time,
For-
there was
at that time.
3-1, so it's
Yes.
the same as what?
So that would be, yeah, it was $50
$16.
16, 15, 16.
for a Big Mac with fries and a Coke.
And over here it's like $8, $6.
No, for a Big Mac, it's different.
Depends on where
It is
you
more
are.
expensive.
So segue into that. Here, and I can't say that I've had a Big Mac recently, but I'm gonna say on a limb, it's $8 to $10 here in Austin.
It's
For
less
the
than,
meal, I really don't know.
I think it's less than $7.
It's less than $7.
Yeah, if you don't upgrade to an ice cream like I do,
Yeah.
and then
I-
and then if I get a milkshake, and then it's $9.
I know because for a
Which
while
is $2 more.
we were going
Yeah.
around to like different burger fast food places and just trying to find what fast food burger we liked the best. And I
Right.
was surprised because he got a double quarter pounder with cheese and bacon combo meal from McDonald's, and it was like over $13. It was like mighty fine priced
Right.
for a burger, and I was like, "What? This is McDonald's."
Yeah.
And when I go to McDonald's, seldomly, I always order off the dollar menu. I just get McDoubles and like a hot and spicy. That's all I've
Yep.
ever ordered because
Yep.
I just don't see the value in the quarter pounder and the Big Mac. But then I had one. The quarter pounder is
It's good.
at
quarter
least
pounder is
5 times better than just a McDouble.
Yeah.
It is. It's different beef, I guess. It tastes way better,
Yeah.
but it's more expensive.
It is more expensive.
And it's continued to get more expensive. What is still cheap fast food now? Like Taco Bell? I don't eat a lot of fast food, so I don't know.
Yeah,
I remember Taco Bell being really cheap, but I haven't eaten there in years.
I don't know, and that's a good question. But I think that's kind of the state of the economy and the buying power of the dollar. So, McDonald's last quarter showed a $6.69 billion revenue. Last quarter, they were projected to make $6 billion. So they exceeded expectations. They
Well, so hold on. It was supposed to be 6 million, and it was 6
billion. No,
billion.
6 billion.
Billy,
Yeah, $6 billion is what they were projected. Their projected earnings for last quarter was $6 billion, and they came out, so they beat expectations by 0.69. So
6.6.
yeah,
6.69, which is a nice number.
Big Mac with some cheese.
expand on that.
Do you like 69s?
I like them better than 96s.
Yeah, I like 69. Do you like 69?
I can't drive 65. I gotta go 69. My favorite. Anyways, Jesus Christ, Hilton. Yeah, what a number for McDonald's to increase their revenue by.
I like it.
For
I'm buying McDonald's
You're
tomorrow.
buying McDonald's. See,
If
there
that's
you go.
giving me a 69, I'm buying it.
Oh man. Just hold the cheese. Okay.
They have McDonald's in South Korea.
I'm not going there.
It's probably cheaper than here in the United States.
Yeah. You'd think.
Oh God. Oh, anyways.
There's only one place where 69 is not that good. It's Thailand.
It's all in the eye of the beholder.
Yeah. It's all in how it's advertised. It has to be marketed the right way.
Yeah.
Talk about false false marketing. You thought U.S. marketing was a problem. It's island. It's a lawsuit waiting to happen.
I'm on fire today.
You are. That cigar is making you spicy. You're a spicy one today.
Oh yeah.
You're a McDouble. Anyways, so McDonald's has exceeded expectations. This is the second consecutive year that they've increased their prices by 10%. So it's a 20% increase.
That's
price
pretty
increase.
significant.
And guess what? They keep selling.
Yeah.
The public has not protested or banned it or said, I'm not going to stop. In fact, McDonald's came out and said, we're probably going to increase prices, raise prices again, another 10% next year.
I think they should.
If you're making money on increased prices, why would you not keep doing that to see where the public will finally push back and be like, you know what, the prices are too high, I'm not going to afford, I'm not going to pay for it. So, in the news, the biggest thing was that in Connecticut, for a Big Mac and a meal, so medium fries and medium drink, $18.
Okay, that's a lot.
$18.
But people there have more money. What is the wrapper of your cigar?
Paper.
It's a Connecticut wrapper.
Yes.
It's just paper.
And in all fairness, like Dylan and I were talking about earlier, it's outside of the New Haven area, so it is a little bit more of a ritzier neighborhood. So I get where McDonald's also does play to the demographic of the neighborhood.
But compare that to the numbers that you have for the other restaurant in New York.
So McDonald's in New York City,
Times Square.
$13
Oh,
for a Big Mac. And you would think that McDonald's, so I'm almost wondering if Connecticut, being we'll just say the hoity-toity fancy,
Sure.
Northeast, is kind of an experimental hotbed for McDonald's, being like,
Could be.
well, if they're paying $18 here, why don't we make that $18 in Los Angeles? Why
Yeah.
isn't it
they could
$18
try.
in New York?
They could try, and if people keep buying, and then they keep the price.
I think you should. I say this all the time. When you do fast food, what are you paying for?
The convenience.
The convenience.
Yeah.
So it's not that you're getting the best quality burger. You go make a better quality burger at home. We all know that.
Right.
People value their time. So if you want to continue down this path of convenience and eating all the MSG and crap that's in McDonald's food, I eat McDonald's here and there too. I'm not saying I'm better than you. But if that's what you want to eat, you're going to pay a convenience fee. I think they should do that. They should raise their prices. That's a service. I mean, I actively go out of my way to not eat fast food because it's just crap and it's gotten really expensive. So
Yeah,
I'm losing now, and it sucks because I do spend a lot of my time prepping and cooking food, but it's healthier and it's cheaper and whatever. I'm giving up the convenience.
Right.
But that's the world, that's the America that we live in. People want convenience. We're lazy.
Yes.
Say this to you all, nobody wants to park in the back of the parking lot when they go shopping. They'll drive around for 20 minutes waiting for someone to pull out to get God forbid you walk an extra 20 steps, And that's just, people really value convenience.
Yeah.
So if that's where you're kind of putting your money, businesses are going to change and they're going to kind of reap the benefit off that. And if you don't like it, we as consumers have to change.
Yeah.
And then that'll restructure. But they've raised their price 20%. I bet their sales have gone up in the same time they've raised their prices on things.
Right. And that's exactly what's happening.
So as a business thinker,
why wouldn't you?
keep raising it until you reach that equilibrium point. Like, okay, now sales are starting to plateau or they're going back down. We found that sweet spot. But that's basically telling them that there's money still on the table that we can make more money because there's, and I think they should.
And I think the American public or worldwide, but I think, and it's so funny you say that as an American thing because there's more McDonald's restaurants worldwide than in the United States. So I think it's a worldwide thing of the convenience of having something prepped fast, somewhat affordable, given to you, readily available. It's like it's
human nature to value the convenience and stuff too. But the menus over there are different.
But to be honest with you, it's like when you go and buy a watermelon, massive watermelon, right, the fruit, and you buy it, and let's say it costs like $3, the whole thing,
Yes.
and then you go just in front of it. There is a tiny little tray like that, all chopped up,
Mm-hmm.
$7.
$4.50,
Yes.
and then that has maybe four is like maybe a fifth of the watermelon.
And it's double the price,
It's
or more than double.
It's not double the
Sometimes
price,
it
but it's
is.
like a little bit more than the price of a watermelon.
Yeah.
But that makes the watermelon being sold at I don't know
H-E-B.
5 times, 6 times more than what watermelon is.
And that's so funny you bring that up.
everything.
That's such a thing that I saw at like HEB during the summertime. $4 or $5 for the whole watermelon, and then it's like $7 or $8 for the sliced, and you got a fraction.
It's prepped. You can just grab it and go to picnic.
Yep.
And go to the park, and then the kids are gonna play football or whatever.
There's value in that.
I say whatever because football is important, and soccer and other sports or whatever, right? Am I right or not?
Yeah, you're right there.
Based on your knowledge.
Based on my knowledge.
Okay.
But anyways, that's
there's one sport.
I found out that football has 11 people
On each side.
on each side, and soccer has 11.
yeah.
Only 10 run. One is lazy,
He's a
stays
goalie.
back there.
Yeah, that's right.
Very important, though.
But so is Johnson on the blinders.
He doesn't do a lot of running.
I need to pee so bad.
I got it too.
That's it.
Let's give it a pause and pee.
Yeah. You go first, Hilton.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, folks, they had to pee, but I'm going to watch some football. Will Deron Bland get another pick six today? I want to know.
Has it started? It has?
Oh, fuck. Starting right now.
I'm telling you, it's not a knot. So it's a tie.
It is
So
a
so
tie.
far I'm the one in the right.
But look at those Seahawks. Look at those colors. The
So-
blue and the
so-
green.
Who is it? The blue or the blue?
The bright blue is the Seahawks.
So the Cowboys are wearing white.
Yeah. They're the ones with the stars.
Mm-hmm.
The Seahawks are wearing those blues. Such a good uniform. God damn it.
Okay, here we go.
Man, you got it on your phone. You got it over here.
CD Lamb.
Yeah, I saw
Y'all have never been with me during a Cowboys game. I get wild. That's why.
I'm afraid the game has started, and what is the conclusion then? The conclusion is like you go woke and you go broke,
Yes.
but if you increase your prices, you make more money.
Yes, but everyone wants McDonald's. You just have to market. You have to know your audience.
So if these other companies did what McDonald's is doing, they would have been much better.
They're doing completely opposite things, so maybe. Because McDonald's didn't come out with like a new McDonald's cartoon character that's LGBTQIA plus.
A rainbow bun or something like
Yeah.
that.
So they're not force feeding that. But if they did, they'd probably get the same backlash. All they're doing is they're like, yo, everybody buys our stuff, let's raise the price. Everybody's still buying our stuff, let's keep raising the price. Disney probably could have done that
Yeah.
if they just wanted to make more money, but they went out a different avenue. So let's make some different content catered towards people that don't normally really watch our content.
Thank you very much for sticking with us on the podcast. Dylan is already watching the game.
Sorry, Brandon Cooks just went off. We're scoring right here.
Is it 1st and 10? Look at that.
Get around the corner.
Kill him. Break
Let's
his
say,
kneecaps.
let's say goodbye.
I bid you adieu, fellas.
You're eating tobacco now.
We're going to see you after a while. We appreciate you. And be sure to catch our live podcast coming soon. We'll have
Yes.
a date for you in the near future.
Yes.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
TP!
We gotta get out of here.
Yeah, thank you very
I'm
much.
sorry, guys.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much for
Thank
watching.
you very much.
Cheers. We're gonna leave it in
You
Dylan.
better start vibing, Gino. You're gonna need to.
Yeah, he needs it. Come on.
Look at McCarthy. Dude's a stud. Terrible,
Ooh,
terrible clock management.
Can
He's
I
a
show
stud.
that? I can show, right? It's not gonna. Oh, I can show the game.
You should probably do like a quick little excerpt slant. All right, CD, get your drops out of the way early. I say, no matter what, we go for it on fourth right here. We're down.
You better.
If we don't get it, we get them trapped at the end of the field.
Yeah.
We need to make a statement early. We're not settling for 3 here. We can still pick up a first down.
This
Get
is the
first and
deal.
goal,
This
too.
is the deal.
You know what? What did I say? I said it was a tie. Look at that. It's 0-0.
Yeah, that's true.
Don't speak too soon. Woo! I dropped it. That was almost 7-0 right there, folks.
3rd and 10. Third
They
and
put
10,
one back
3rd and
in.
10.
Okay.
Yeah, they got one in. I think Kenneth Walker might be out on offense tonight. He was doubtful going in.
Yeah, that's fine. I like Chardonnay
You like
or
Chardonnay?
Yeah.
Ooh.
He got his
Oh,
hand-
the guy
he-
put his hand in there.
Yeah.
He got his hand right in the middle.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
played that. If he
Good.
didn't, that was a tutty. So
Yeah.
good on him. Good on him. Run the ball. Pick up 5. Oh, it's empty backfield.
They're going for it because they're going to go field goal. Mike's playing it safe.
Oh, that's close.
There's a flag on the play.
Jamal Adams, come on.
Devontae Turpin.
Flag.
That dude is he's the Flash. He is so freaking fast.
Watch it be defensive holding, just my luck.
That flag came out by the play though, so yeah, I think it might be either defensive holding or DPI. Because they went over, who did they go over to talk to? Mike? First down Dallas.
Son of a...
Let's go!
So they got 10 more plays. 4 more.
Yeah,
What did they call?
I don't know. I missed it.
Oh, he wasn't playing the ball. He was playing. I think they did call it DPI. I didn't hear it, but he's saying he didn't get his hand. I don't think he was playing the ball.
Right.
They can just push it over now? Because it's too close, right?
They're gonna
Possibly.
run it right up the middle. He got stopped though. If it was the Eagles, they'd run the tush push right up the middle.
Say, I think everyone should.
If you could perform that play the way they do, then I agree. Yeah. It's like automatic.
Yeah. What's the percentage of that?
92.
Really?
It was last season. Have you seen New Heights with Travis Kelsey and Jason Kelsey?
Yeah,
Their podcast?
yeah.
They call their fan base the 92%ers because
Oh, okay. I like how Travis just accepts it too.
Off the ball?
it was hit down.
Witherspoon.
Incomplete pass.
Okay.
Witherspoon is a baller. He's super good.
He's been playing really well.
Did you see that play last week where he broke up the pass?
Got his hand up right
But
last.
but if you watch the whole play, he was following the other receiver and then noticed the other guy cutting.
And he freaking just stretched out for it and he got there. Hands to the face, though.
Yeah, that was baby talk. Come on.
I don't need the hands to the
Those
face.
were baby hands to the face.
You're right. I want him to do that every play. I'll still score. The sack. Now they're going to go for 3. They should have ran the ball again on 3rd right there and set up closer. Maybe pick up a yard. Set up
Yeah.
for 4. Now they're farther back. They're going to kick a field goal.
That wasn't Bobby Wagner. I'm trying to remember who 56 is.
I thought he was going to hit Ferguson out.
I thought
He was
so, too.
covering it. Dude, if
He
he
got
would have put a
caught.
freaking touch pass over the top, he had a chance
He
there.
didn't get enough protection, though.
We just wanted to get Brandon Aubrey involved. He's a
I'm
former.
not winning now.
He's a former MLS soccer player.
I'm not winning now.
Nope.
Come on, Seahawks. Field goal.
Don't forget what I got for you in here.
Guys, I got to get
See
going
you
home.
later.
Thanks for watching.